Well, hi everyone, I'm Cassandra Dolly from Creative Passages, and I am really excited today because I made my very first snippet roll, and it was so much fun, and it has so much personality. But not only that, I learned how to sew, and I'm super excited about that because I can use my sewing and my journal and other parts, and I'm interested in textile arts as well, so I can use it for that. And so I'm almost giddy because this is just so cute. So I'm going to show you my snippet roll, and I'm going to explain how I made it. There's lots of ways to go about making this, and that's what's so fun. It's just you have a lot of room to be creative, and this is made with all of your leftovers, so your leftovers have a place to go, so they're not taking up so much space. So it's a win-win-win. And then you can use your snippet roll in your journal. You can use it as a belly band. You can use it as a journal card. You can make a journal tag out of it. You can use it as a decoration somewhere, like maybe a border of a page. You can make like a tuck, like a place to stick in another journal card. You can use it on your front cover. You can use it on other projects. Typically these are made for your journal, and there's so many different ways to make a snippet roll. Typically they're made on either strips of fabric or strips of paper, and the size even can vary. You can go 1 inch, you can go, this one is 2 inches wide, you can do 3 inches, 4 inches. I've seen some that look like a journal card themselves. You can make it with all fabric, you can make it with all paper, you can make it with a combination of fabric and papers. I made mine with a combination of papers and fabrics and die cuts. See that die cut right there? Ribbons, even like a little bit of washi, buttons, yarn. Let's see, where's some yarn at? There's the yarn. So I'm going to show you this. I use stamps on mine and distress oxide sprays. You can even put in some texture paste. You could, drop ink on it. There's just so much you can do, or, different ways you can make it. It's cool little fabrics, like that. I think I got that from Temu. I'm trying to think what else. So I'm going to show you how I made mine. And, well, first let me show you mine. Okay, so, sequins. I have little sequins in there. So it's basically like a collage. It's almost like a master collage, except you're doing it on this small strip of paper right here. What you can do is work on a few, strips at a time like this, like maybe this wide, and then glue it onto another strip, and then glue it onto another strip. And typically also you sew it, although you don't have to. That's the back of it. So see, I learned how to sew, and those are my first stitches, which now I can sew other things in my journal and get into textile arts, which I'm really interested in. So let me show you mine. So I have washi in mine. I have some of my Momigami papers in mine. I have buttons. I have a little doily right here. These are the Momigami flowers I made in another video, which I made with my own art, and also a Momigami magazine pages. You could put magazine pages in here, almost anything. So this is like all your leftovers. So I have ribbons. I purposely distressed my ribbons here. I have another blue, it's almost like a material ribbon scrap that I got from Temu, which is really cute. I added to that another little ribbon, and buttons and fabrics. And so let me just show you this. So you can do this in a more organized way, or a systematic way, or it can just be really eclectic and just thrown in however you want to do it. So this is like where your personality really shines through and how you make this. I'm going to show you how I made mine, and it's so easy and it's so fun. I think that you're really going to enjoy it. I really enjoyed the time when I made it. It was very meditative. I listened to some worship music, and I actually had an encounter with the Lord, because it was very calming. And I just got I listened to Rita Springer, and she's just phenomenal. And I just really just encountered the Lord while I was making this. And it's so fun. You can put in like little flowers and things like that. You can do almost anything with this. So I really had so much fun. I sewed a few of my buttons on, and then I kind of got tired of sewing, so I just glued the rest on. But I'm really happy to get my 3 stitches. Typically, if you're gonna sew, there will be like 3 rows of stitches, like on the 2 outer edges and then 1 down the middle. But there's no rules. That's the thing. You can do it however you want. So if you haven't made a snippet roll before, I encourage you to try it, because I think you're going to love it. And then I can't wait to use this in my journal. I'm so excited. That'll have to be like a different video. I think it looks great. So I used my Distress Oxide sprays after I glued my papers and my fabrics down, before I got like some of my flowers and my buttons down. And also I sewed it as well. I'm trying to think about it. I think I sprayed it before I sewed it and let it dry. And then I glued some of my like bigger bulky items like my buttons and my flowers. So I'm just really, really excited about this. So let me show you how I made it. Stick around, okay? Alright, so I'm going to show you how to make this. I already have a snippet roll started. So I showed you the finished product, and now I'm going to show you the process of making it. So you need some kind of paper. I used this wrapping paper. You could use rice paper, you could use scrapbooking paper. This is cut in 2-inch strips, but really can be any size. It's up to you. It could be 3 inches, it could be 2 inches, it could be even wider, it could be 1 inch. And you can make it with fabric scraps as well. So you just attach it. So I have one more piece left of this, so you can see this is what I used, because one of the tutorials I watched said use this is just Fabri-Tac glue, but actually I've been also using the cellulose glue, and I'm gonna sew on here as well. Now you could have everything all the same size, or it could even be scraps of papers that are slightly different sizes. Generally speaking, people sew some stitches on here to adhere everything a little bit better, because the first snippets were made with fabrics. So you can see a little bit what I have so far before I added all that extra stuff to it. And you can keep like gluing the papers together to make it longer and longer. Okay, so it's a little easier to work with, I think, to work with the smaller pieces and then attach it versus working on the long, but I guess it doesn't matter. So this is actually my very first one, and the reason I want to use this cellulose glue instead of this for most of it is so that if I put it in my journal, the pages don't stick together, because a lot of my artwork is made out of oil pastel. So I'm using, this was an oil pastel drawing, so I'm using my artwork like here and here. This was a printable of my artwork. I'm using napkins. This was a little napkin. This was some prints that I used, I think, with distress sprays or watercolors. This is just a piece of scrapbooking paper. This is my artwork. This is scrapbooking paper. This is a piece of fabric. This is some tissue paper over top of a piece of scrapbooking paper. Here's some fabric. Another piece of fabric. This little piece right here is this. I got it, I think I got that at Temu, actually. Either that at the Dollar Tree, but I'm pretty sure it was Temu. So you can see I'm combining the scrapbooking paper, my own artwork, tissue paper, and fabrics, and napkins to make my design. So the idea of the snippet is that you're using all your leftovers. Oh, and I even put a little tea bag in there, here and there. So I've been watching various different tutorials. They said it's a good idea, like if you're working on your journal. Snippets are used for your journal. To use the leftovers from your journal pages, then they'll match your journal really well. And probably you want to use your snippet, or make your snippet roll out of thinner paper so you can, roll it up. So some people like to put something else to kind of cover over, like any lines like that. I don't have a set style yet, since this is my very first one. But I do like to incorporate my own art. I thought about adding some ribbons and stuff to it, but I think I'll wait till a little bit later so I can figure out what I want to add. So I chose papers with certain color schemes so the colors, would all go together. So I pulled out old art. And like I was kind of going for purples and blues and pinks primarily, with a few other colors maybe rolled in. There's a few like little red spots, and so I'm repeating these papers. I just pulled out a number of papers. I cut some strips down into 2 inches, but you don't necessarily have to do that. You could just use leftovers. So even my art, like I cut down into strips. But it doesn't have to be in strips. I used a little bit of Momigami papers. This was a printable of my art, and I'm telling you, the printable, this was actually a digital art piece, and the printable works really well for this. So, in fact, let's use a piece now. I just, look at those designs on there, pretty cool. So let's set that right here. So with the cellulose glue, there are a little bit of edges that stick up, but I'm going to be sewing it anyway. And I haven't used a sewing machine for about 30 years or longer, since high school. So maybe I used it at age 16 or 17, I can't remember. I'm 54 now. So that should be, I don't think it'll be too hard to relearn how to do it. I just have to figure out how to thread it and all that. Let's put another piece right here. So this is the idea. You just kind of lay the pieces down in a collage style. Just like that. There's some more. This was Dollar Tree paper. Now I ran out of this paper, so I'm just going to use one of my scrapbooking papers. One video I saw, they just used different scraps of paper adhered together. Then you already have some color in the background too. Just neat. Let's cut this down. So I have all these fabric scraps I inherited as well. So I'm using them. This one needs to be cut down. You can also add stamps. So I'm going to start doing that. I've got a stays on blue color. This means the colors are going to didn't work at all. Colors are going to stay on. You can also add a little bit of texture to this. There we go. Looks good. Cool. Let's put some right here. That is neat. There's no set way to do this. Just however you want. I'm kind of putting my stamps on different directions. I recommend stamps before you do anything with texture, because the bumpiness is going to make the stamps a little bit harder to get on. I might do a few other stamps, but for now I really like this, and I think the consistency is going to be good. Let's see, let's put a little right here. Doesn't matter to me that it's not going on, you know, completely well, because I just want just a little bit of extra design there. That little piece is sticking out right there. It's gonna bother me. That was my Momigami scrap that I made on video with my line drawing and mark making for stress relief. That video is where I made that at. I think this is going to be cool. I'm excited. You see how easy this is, right? So easy. see a little decorative edge here. I'm going to do that. It looks similar to a stitch though, so I'm not going to do it too many places. Just a few spots. Now this is a Distress Oxide ink, so it, if I add anything like Distress sprays, it's going to smear and kind of fade. I think it's a cool stamp though. I like it. This is going to be so fun looking. Done with this one. Then another stamp. I want to use these from Crafter's Square. I'm going to use this peach stamp. It's Abandoned Coral. I'm wondering if I should use a red. Well, it doesn't show up very much. I'm going to use red. Let's see here. Try purple will be good. Let's try this color. Where's it go? There we go. About this color, Squeezed Lemonade. Let's try this. Squeezed Lemonade. Also add some distress sprays. I'm going to add this antique linen. Oh. Just want to add it in a few spots. You could, like if you had watercolors or diluted acrylics, you could make some spots that way too. I'm going to add antique linen, which I just did, Salvage Patina. Uh-oh, I thought I had this one open. Oh. Broken China. I'm going to add broken China. I don't think any linen got over this neck of the woods. Okay, now I also want to add Abandoned Coral. Maybe I should let it dry first, huh? Let's let it dry first. Alright, now I'm going to add some Kitsch Flamingo. I only want just a few spots in there. Uh-oh. And now, let's add a little bit of banded coral. And this is, yeah, this is oxide spray. I have the stain too. I wanted to make sure it wasn't that. Right now I kind of want to see what happens if I spray some water on it. Get this ribbon out of the way. Maybe nothing, but maybe it'll do some cool things. It's supposed to react with the distress oxide sprays. I'm just gonna kind of spray it. And then I'm gonna blow dry it again. Gonna have to sop up that extra spray. Don't worry, it won't go to waste. I'm thinking I want to add some ribbons and lace. I'm thinking maybe I can add some of this to the... It's a risk. It's a risk. I think it's gonna be cool though. Alright, let's, it'll be light tainted. Let's do some with all of it. So what I want to do is I'm going to add my laces, and then I'm going to, and I'm going to add my die cuts, and I'm going to add some sequins, and then I'm going to sew it. I have to learn how to sew. I haven't sewed in like over 30 years. I don't think it'll be too hard. And then after that, I'm going to add some flowers. Oh, this is going to be cool. Okay. That's one way to clean up a mess. So this is just going to give my ribbons more of a distressed look, so they're not kind of sticking out like a sore thumb because I got everything else distressed. Okay, so I think that's cool. All right. Now I'm going to dry this. Right now I want to add little pops of ribbon. I don't even know where I want it really. Just different places to make it look kind of cute. I think I like it with a little bit of ruffle sticking out. And just put a little bit of, just want a little bit of ribbon here and there. Oh yeah, you can do buttons and stuff too. Probably won't do the buttons till after I sew it because I think that would interfere in the sewing machine. Okay. I'm gonna do some ribbons like this too. Let's put that right here maybe. That might look a little odd, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be odd. Let's see. I'm going to have my ribbons facing different directions. No rules for this, I guess. I really want to use this cute little ribbon right here. sequins. Oh yeah, one more thing. I wanted to add a little bit of washi. Maybe I'm going overboard, but this is the first time I ever made it, so I think it'll be fun. There's only a little bit of this pink one right here. Add some of this. I just think it'll be cute. Okay. Let me add some of this. Just a little bit here and there. This is a fun one right here. It's not even open. Oh, how did I get 3 of them just like that? That is cute. Okay. Ooh, this one's so pretty right here with the flowers on it. Let's put a little bit right here. Love that. It's ridiculously busy, but I like it. I like it. Okay, let's go back to this little heart now. I don't want to cover up the stamp there. Oh, here's a bright green one. A little dab of that, I wonder how that'll look. I feel like this needs something. Oh, this is kind of pretty. I don't know how that'll look. It's kind of weird. It says hello. No rules, just do what you like. now I'm ready to sew. I'm so proud of myself because I learned how to sew. It only took me 2 or 3 hours to figure out how to thread the sewing machine, and I don't really know how to do all the stitches. This one was set to this, and so I just decided to keep it at this one. But yeah, it's fun, isn't it? Okay, so now I'm gonna add a few more embellishments to this. I mean, I'm just so thrilled. Look at that. This is thrilling. Woohoo! I learned how to sew! Yes! Next, I want to sew some buttons on and put some of these little flowers on that I made in this previous video. So, I'm gonna use a needle from a leather sewing kit because I find it'll go through paper a little bit better. So, we'll speed forward. Whoa, it's a good thing. This is tough, man. Whoa. Oh, I know. I got the perfect idea. Gonna need something like this to poke the holes. I don't remember where I was gonna put that at. Let's put it right here. So I'll poke the hole. And I'll go ahead and poke 2 holes. Oh, wow, that's tough. Okay, now it shouldn't be so hard. Okay, so I'm gonna go in from behind. I might also add some yarn, like possibly underneath the buttons. So I don't think you need to watch me do all this because it's going to be kind of tedious. So I'll check back with you as soon as I finish. So the final embellishment I added was these Momigami paper flowers. There's a whole other video that you can watch called How to Make Momigami Paper Charms and Flowers. Somehow I lost footage of actually gluing them down to my snippet roll, but I'm sure you know how to glue flowers down to a snippet roll. So I'm just showing you my flowers here. These made my snippet rolls really cute. Now I can't wait to put this in my journal. Of course it's going to be a little bulky because the flowers are bulky, but I could always flatten them down, and I really think it's going to be worth it. And I'm happy that I discovered a use for these flowers because I just made them and I didn't know what I was going to do with them, but I really like it in my snippet roll. This is my favorite one with the ribbon around it, a fuzzy ribbon. So thank you for stopping by at my channel. I've already showed you the entire snippet roll, so here's just a few pictures of my snippet roll. Have a blessed day, and I hope you're going to make your own snippet roll with your own personality. It was so much fun, and I really encourage you to do that because I think you're going to love them in your journals. So thanks for stopping by. If you like this, be sure to like the video, subscribe, ask me questions, give me feedback. I love it if you would do that. And again, thank you and have a blessed day. Bye.